There's Rob. I'm back.
I didn't. Can you hear me? So tell me, like, I'm on a. I'm deeply desiring not to entertain the two true Christians on YouTube. You know who I'm talking about? Who I've had recent issues with. Particularly if you're a theist or a Christian and you're arguing with atheists. If you start beating the atheist bee's nest, as our friend Pastor Kim has, is it any surprise that somebody who didn't have the Christian brother, I'm not going to harm him thinking, put a potato on one of his kids? And I can tell when Pastor Kim is lying. And there's certain times when he's like, the way he lies is if you ask him, "Are you this accountant?" He'll go, "I'm not going to tell you, Robbie." But if he's not, he will straight out go, "No." If it's him, he won't say no straight out. He says straight out when it's not. And there have been a few instances where I go,
some honesty in that. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but there have been a few instances where there's somebody that's copycatting him. So I think there have been copycats for sure. But how the copycats are believable because he's been, a pretty awful person in a lot of ways.
He's been so dishonest. You can't trust anything.
That's how we get into that's how we get into defamation. And I always enjoy it when folks like Pastor Kim and Bill they get into arguments with me about law. That's always amusing. Hurt people. And so
does that mean that I do that? No,
we all do. What I try and do is not respond. And what makes it harder to respond is it's like Pastor Kim right now is beating. If you look at the majority of videos that he's doing right now, like like 5 or 6 of the last 7, 8 videos he's done have been about me, and his interpretation of what my theology is if you go to Pastor Kim's YouTube channel, he has a video where he accuses someone who is not a pedophile of being a pedo in the title, along with and it's exposing me. So he has the word pedo in the same title of a video that exposes me. So it's exposing Pastor Robbie, I think, in quotes, and pedo, and then the name of that individual, and it's like, and at the same time, so am I to say that he supports Sam because he hasn't condemned Sam for accusing this particular person who Bill doesn't like, and he doesn't like me too, so of calling him improperly a pedo? That's defamation. I didn't, and to me, Bill says he has stuff with me laughing. I still laugh. The idea of, making fun of Bill as a panda bear is pretty funny to me. But what I was talking about was whether I'm so tempted to engage with Pastor Kim regarding his really awful exegesis of Scripture and interpretation of what I'm saying and what I have said. It's particularly like the one that I looked at today was the Noah one. Did you watch the Noah one? No,
I didn't. I was crazy busy. They're doing stuff all day today, and I finally had some time this evening.
Yeah, he's strawmanning me, saying that I'm saying that Noah landed in Africa.
I did see a link. I saw that.
Which is really not what he's saying. He's trying. Yeah, he's trying to be sarcastic. But it's like he can't see the point that's being made there, because the point that I'm making is that all life has a common ancestry according to Bible. According to science, there's common ancestry, but let's say if we just look at the Bible and we look at Adam and Eve, Adam is the great, I think it's just great grandfather, could be great, one or the other, of Noah. And so Adam is still in the chain genetically with sexual reproduction, having nothing to do with evolution. He's trying to act as if I'm in contradiction with evolution in the Bible, which I'm not. But since Adam is in the chain, Noah is in that chain. So Noah is still alive, as well as his family members, who are all common ancestor by Adam and Eve. So in the Bible. So therefore, Noah didn't, and I said to him, well, did Noah just get made out of dust? Because he's trying to say no, all life came from Noah. And it's like, well, yeah, you could say that according to the Bible, but don't forget Noah's great grandfather is Adam. So when I say it came from Adam, it's not wrong to say that it came from Adam, because Noah would not be alive if it wasn't for Adam, and that has nothing to do with evolution. That has to do with sexual reproduction.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's such a stupid notion. It's like watching this video, I'm like, is this guy for real? Because I can't tell if he's trolling or if he really is that stupid. To say that Jan Boshoff, because he said we should strive for holiness or you're risking hell, he is more offensive to God than the guy for 50 years who molests, rapes children. To me, that's like, whoa, dude, slow down.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. And of course,
he's the kind of guy that if he's in his house, he has to make a video with sunglasses on, because he can't. He doesn't want people to see, the insincerity of his eyes, I suspect. So that's how you can sort of tell a troll, is when there's a shtick. His thing is a shtick. He's a cartoon character, right? So I can't tell what he believes, what he knows.
I kind of wonder if these people are not cartoons come to life with the unreal and satanic and just unbelievable things that they say.
Well, I love this thing like that. I'm an evolutionist. And I do believe in that, so that he's right. But what he ties me to is I am improper in saying that all human life ties back to Adam. What the proper thing to say is all human life ties back to Noah.
Life started truly in Africa.
And I'm trying to make the point to him to go, well, do you realize that the only reason Noah is alive is because Adam had sex with Eve and they had a kid, and then that kid had a kid, and then that kid had a kid, and then that kid had Noah?
Right.
So it's like...
Well, you also have to remember, Rob, they think that Satan changed the Bible. So how can they know that the Bible is God's Word? I think he's constantly filled with the spirit of ganja, because I only recognized about one of those comments. I don't remember ever saying anything like that.
Okay. I could see if you did in being upset, for the same reason that, Bill and Sam conspire against others to plan, like this.
Yeah, I think
Bill set up a video to warn of the expose. It's like, this is what I'm going to do.
That.
I'm conspiring to plan something. I'm threatening something to happen.
Well, I'm not conspiring to do anything. I literally wake up, get a phone call from a mutual friend of ours, Rob, or a Skype call, and all this is suddenly dropped on me just out of nowhere. I'm not conspiring to do anything.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it, and I believe you. And you know why I do. I mean, you've never given me a reason not to believe you, Ryan.
Well, I should hope not. I'm not a liar like Thick Shades and certain other people affiliated with him.
Well, I know Thick Shades for a fact is, and so does Bill. Sam was trying to say that I was Gnostic, and I revealed that it's Sam that is Gnostic. If you don't start from the de facto point of I am a sinner, and sin is awful. And particularly sin, and awful isn't even a good enough word. It's deplorable. It's disgusting. It's muddy, gross, pussy. It's like you don't even want to be around it. Although the flesh is going to get into that, but the fleshly sin that allows somebody to freely hurt, not ourselves, but that freely hurt others. Is not, when the greatest commandment is to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. You're not even close to loving your neighbor as yourself if you freely have no remorse and no problem with hurting other people. There's some people that might have problems, seeing the sin of it. There's some people like the person who was involved with the domain basically has said in no uncertain terms, but not in explicit language this way, but is at least intimated
All of the
that
person-
he doesn't get off on that stuff. So because he doesn't get off on pornography,
overrated. That's
he's not sinning, and it's fine. The people that are sinning are the people that access his content that he has made available on his domain, and they click it, and they're the sinners. And so to try and help him, because he doesn't understand
even if it's
pornography.
Kids. Yeah, even if they're little kids.
Let's turn. Yeah, no kidding. Let's turn the pornography into let's say it's heroin. I think maybe that'd be easier for him to say. It's the same as saying, like, the person who manufactures the heroin says, well, all I do is I pass off the heroin, I make the heroin, I pass it off to the dealers. The dealers are the ones that give it to the people, but it's really only the people that take the heroin. They're the ones that are doing the illegal stuff, the wrong, God, and the sin. God is fine with me for making the heroin or making it available. And maybe that allows him to see the error of his ways, but I don't think so.
I don't get it. And then you get a guy yelling at gays and telling them how they're going to go to hell and all this stuff. And then at the same time, he had a domain that was directing people to gay sexual.
Is that the bestbutt.com? Doesn't that still go to you? I have Porno Girls and Gay Erotico both. It is. That's why I said hurt people. So this is just a symptom of people. And so I'm doing everything I can not to go out of my way to put videos on my channel that people will see forever. I'm on a channel where I know Bruce is probably going to delete this tomorrow or sometime relatively soon.
Maybe.
But I know that they're going to hear it. So the idea is to try and reach them at some level, to stop hurting people.
But you see, Rob, I think they won't because they're Schadenfreude.
They're Schadenfreude, you mean? Or what kind of Freud? I don't know what that is.
Schadenfreude. I'm probably mispronouncing it.
The great thing about these small little squabbles we have on the internet, and really it's why I haven't sued Sam, is because there aren't a lot of people that are involved with this. It hasn't affected my reputation, except for a small number of people that my reputation was already, there are people that my reputation has been worsened who already didn't like me and had a low opinion of me because I read the NIV, for instance. I've laughed at the potato penis. I've used the potato penis. For me, and I told Sam, I said, it was a statement of me, and it met the desired effect in a way, because it was like, I think it's disgusting that you post the picture of your child. Like, how disgusting is it for somebody to make a picture like that? It is so disgusting. But listen, it's unfathomable, the idea that I would go, in order to make a point, to hurt someone else, to then thereafter republish that picture of my child. It shows that you don't really care. Because if you cared about your child and putting a picture of your child with that up to make a point, well, you don't really care. Because to me, the idea of doing that, I would never do that.
It was actually on the Thick Shades panel. And do you remember in the Thick Shades soundboard, that soundbite where he said, God doesn't preserve his word?
Yes.
I see potato people. Oh, it's funny because it's like what? It's nearly 1 a.m. here, so it is. Gosh.
It's almost 7 in England, so maybe Bill's up. But I think that's Sam. Well, that was fun.
See you later, Rob.
Right, take care.
If you'd like to get to my channel, pornogirls.net. My legal YouTube channel is gayerotico.com. So thank you to Pastor Kim for hooking me up.
That's really nice. Yeah.